Hi students, welcome to Alfo's e-learning chemistry classes for first year. The running chapter is stoichiometry and now we are in session number 45. In previous discussion, we completed the titrations, that is acid base titration, simple titration, and redox titration also. It is nothing but related to when only one acid or base is given, how to find the concentration of that by using the titration, that is nothing but neutralization reaction, or if any oxidant or reductant is given, then how to find its concentration by using redox titrations. All these we covered in previous session. Clear? And here we are going to discuss about some other titrations, that is nothing but like back titration, double titrations. These type of titrations where we are using and how to use it, what is the meaning of back titration, what is the meaning of double titration. Just it is nothing but only the overview, that is nothing but outlines we have to know, because in depth it is of a time taking concept, but they never ask any question related to time taking, because ours is only 1 minute bits involved in our competitive examination like NEET, and hence we have to know the concept itself. What is meaning of back titration and where it is used? What is the meaning of double titration, where it is used, and how to calculate? That's all. We need not go for the numerical part. Clear? And here let me give first about this double titration. Double titration. Here double titration means the name itself indicates that 2 times they are titrated. 2 times titrations is nothing but double titration. And why we are using 2 times titrations? Just you remember here, this double titrations in general used when NaOH and NaHCO3 and Na2CO3, any two of these three, that is nothing but, say for example, if it is NaOH and NaHCO3, because these are first group hydroxides and bicarbonates, when this is the mixture present, or when it is NaHCO3 plus Na2CO3, or it may be NaOH plus Na2CO3. So any two of these three combination will be appeared like this, is it not? So if in any mixture solution, if these two present or these two present or these two present, then to find out the percentage of any of these two components in the total mixture, we are using double titrations. And just here let me give some salient features of this. In these double titrations, we are using 2 types of indicators. Already in previous session we discussed about the indicator, the role of indicator. Indicator is nothing but the compound that exhibit different colors in different media, is it not? And here it is indicators that are used. Indicators here, what type of indicators we are using is these indicators, 2 types. One is phenolphthalein. Actually it is represented with HPH, just you remember. And the other one is, second one is methyl orange, and it is represented with MEOH. So these two are used, and just you remember, first of all we have to titrate the solution with phenolphthalein. This is the sequence, just you have to remember. First we have to titrate with by using phenolphthalein as indicator. It is nothing but titration 1. And next one, we have to, for the same solution, then we add methyl orange as the indicator. After adding methyl orange, again when it is titrated, it is nothing but titration 2. So like that, first the mixer solution is titrated in presence of phenolphthalein, that is first titration, or it is known as titration 1, and then it is for the same solution we are adding methyl orange as the indicator, then again the titration will be continued, then it is nothing but titration 2. Clear? Altogether the mixer solution is titrated with acids. You remember, it is titrated with acids. Either the acid may be HCl or it may be H2SO4. Any of these two acids we can use. And by titrating this mixer solution with HCl or H2SO4, and just you remember, these concentrations we know, the normality we know. And here when we are titrating, we will get the volume of the acid that is running for titration of this. Clear? And just you should remember, phenolphthalein titration, when the endpoint appears, immediately the color will change, and thereby we can consider that the endpoint came, and there we can calculate the number of equivalent weights of acid, NV of acid, nothing but number of equivalent weights of acid at the end point is equal to number of equivalent weights of base. This is nothing but the fundamental rule or principle related to titrations, is it not? And thereby, by using these acids, we are titrating this mixer solution, any one of these three. And in this titration, first we are doing the titration by using phenolphthalein as the indicator, and then for the same mixer solution, in continuation, after first titration come to an end, we are adding methyl orange as the indicator. Next, after adding methyl orange, again the titration is continued for the same solution. Clear? And then in this case, the number of equivalent weights of an acid in titration 1 is equal to the number of equivalent weights of the base that is neutralized in titration 1. And then in case of second titration, the number of equivalent weights of acid added in the second titration is equal to the number of equivalent weights of the base that are neutralized in the second titration. Is it not? So from these two data, we can calculate the percentage of these two. And the percentage, simply it is nothing but how many equivalent weights of NaHCO3 are one component and how many equivalent weights of the other component. Is it not? And now in such a course, what is happening, how this double titration technique is working out? First let me make you to understand that one. Just you remember, in presence of phenolphthalein indicator, just it is the key point, that's why I am giving. Clear? In presence of phenolphthalein indicator, all NaOH will be neutralized. All NaOH which is present in the solution will be neutralized. And second one is, in the same HPH, Na2CO3 is neutralized, half neutralized. Simply we can consider like this, half neutralized to NaHCO3. These two phenomena will happen when we are titrating the mixer solution in presence of phenolphthalein indicator. Just again you consider this one, in presence of phenolphthalein, when phenolphthalein is the indicator, when we are titrating the mixer solution which is possessing two of the three, these two phenomena will happen. That is, all the NaOH present in the solution, if any, that will be neutralized completely. And Na2CO3 if present in the solution, then it will be neutralized to half. Half neutralization is nothing but it is converted to NaHCO3. Clear? That is happening in phenolphthalein. That is nothing but titration 1. And now coming to titration 2. What happened? Here, in presence of methyl orange, just you remember, in presence of methyl orange, all NaHCO3, all NaHCO3 is neutralized completely. It is neutralized completely. And now with this data, how to compute this? Just it is nothing but, let me take one by one all these 3 examples one by one. Then we can let us consider some assumptions. It is nothing but X equivalent weights or Y equivalent weights, like that. With that one, you can easily consider the number of equivalent weights of any of the 2 components present in the mixture. Clear? And now just the key points are nothing but these 2. That is, in presence of phenolphthalein, what is happening? In presence of methyl orange, what is happening? Just you remember, in presence of phenolphthalein, all the NaOH, that is sodium hydroxide, present in the mixture solution if it will be completely neutralized. And then if Na2CO3 is present in that solution, then it will be half neutralized to NaHCO3. Na2CO3 present will be half neutralized to NaHCO3. So when it is converted to this, we can consider only half a part is neutralized. And then methyl orange indicator. In presence of methyl orange indicator, all the sodium bicarbonate, that is NaHCO3, is completely neutralized with acid. This is the scenario. And just you remember, this mixture solution is neutralized by acids, for which we know the concentration, and thereafter by running the burette reading we can get the volume that run, and from these two, N into V is nothing but number of equivalent weights of acid used. And now in presence of phenolphthalein, first we complete the first titration, and after that again the continuation of titration will carried out in presence of methyl orange. Clear? And these are the phenomena happen. And now let us take these 3 cases, how to measure these 3, that is nothing but the components when the 3 cases, that is nothing but the possible 2 component solutions in the mixer solutions are nothing but NaHCO3 and NaOH, and then it is nothing but NaHCO3, Na2CO3 and NaOH and Na2CO3. And one by one in this mixer, how to compute the data that is we are getting from the acid equivalent weights which are run to neutralize these mixer solutions. And here let me give all these 3 in a tabular form, so as you can easily understand what is the concept behind this double titration. Okay, and here let me give that one. It is first one, case 1, nothing but NaOH plus NaHCO3. This is the mixture present in this. Clear? And first we are doing with HPH. In HPH, this is not getting any neutralization. In HPH, we are using H2SO4, say for example, and H2SO4 with normality, and V is the volume. These 2 is nothing but equivalent weights, and this equivalent weights is equal to equivalent weights of NaOH. Say for example, if it is X, and now this number of equivalent weights in this solution is X. Equivalent weights of acid is X. It is equal to equivalent weights of NaOH only, because NaHCO3 is not getting any neutralization with in presence of phenolphthalein. Clear? So now the number of equivalent weights of NaOH is nothing but equal to X. Directly we are getting. And now this reaction or the second titration is carried out with methyl orange as the indicator. In presence of methyl orange, if this reaction, already this NaOH is completely neutralized, so no further reaction with this. And here the number of equivalent weights number of equivalent weights of acid, for example, if it is Y, then it is equal to number of equivalent weights of NaHCO3. Directly we are getting this. Here number of equivalent weights of acid is equal to number of equivalent weights of base NaOH, and in presence of phenolphthalein. And now when the reaction is carried out in presence of methyl orange, only NaHCO3 is completely neutralized, and thereby the number of equivalent weights of acid in presence of methyl orange, that is nothing but in presence of methyl orange, is nothing but equal to number of equivalent weights of NaHCO3. Directly we are getting these two, is it not? And now let us move to the case 2. In case 2, when it is the mixture of NaHCO3 plus Na2CO3. Here now we are carrying out the reaction, the titration with HPH. Already we know in presence of HPH there is no reaction of this NaHCO3 because it can be neutralized only in presence of methyl orange. So here when phenolphthalein present, it is not getting. And here this Na2CO3 is half neutralized to NaHCO3. So here if number of equivalent weights of acid is known, of acid is X, this is equal to half number of equivalent weights of Na2CO3, because here this total number of equivalent weights of acid is used for the neutralization of half of Na2CO3 into NaHCO3. So it is nothing but this X is nothing but half the number of equivalent weights of Na2CO3. Clear? And now in presence of methyl orange, if the reaction is carried out, here in presence of methyl orange, this NaHCO3 plus the formed NaHCO3, both these two, that is half equivalent weights of Na2CO3, which is half appeared now in the form of NaHCO3, and this total existing NaHCO3, these two combinedly now appeared as number of equivalent weights of acid, and which is now given as NV. And now let us take this as Y. Y is nothing but number of equivalent weights of NaHCO3 present plus half number of equivalent weights of Na2CO3. Are you following this? And that means Y is now, it is nothing but, now let us consider this is nothing but already we calculated as X. Clear? And now Y is nothing but some Z plus X. Let us consider like this. Here Y is nothing but the total number of equivalent weights of acid used in the site titration 2. And now we require only NaHCO3 that is present in pure form in the mixture. Then this is what we require. Now let us consider this is already present is nothing but Z, and this is measured in the previous case. Half here neutralized, the remaining half here neutralized, means both are same. Are you following? And now this is nothing but number of equivalent weights of this NaHCO3. Z is equal to Y minus X. Like this, in the second titration, we are of getting neutralization of the NaHCO3 already present plus half of the Na2CO3, because in presence of phenolphthalein, half of this Na2CO3 are neutralized to NaHCO3. That half part is also now getting neutralized in presence of methyl orange. So already this half what we are getting in the previous titration, and that is X, and now the total equivalent weights of acid used is Y, and if it is the present NaHCO3, if we are considering as Z, Y is nothing but this Z plus X. So when Y is Z plus X, the Z we can calculate as Y minus X. In such a manner, we can measure the percentage or the number of equivalent weights of NaHCO3 and Na2CO3. And now in the last case, here we are of considering the presence of NaOH and Na2CO3. That is the third combination possible. And in such a case, what is happening? Let us see that one. I think now with these two examples, now you can easily compute such type of mixture also. When NaOH and Na2CO3, both these two present in the first titration, that is nothing but in presence of phenolphthalein, all the NaOH will be completely neutralized, and Na2CO3 is half neutralized where it is able to give NaHCO3. And in phenolphthalein, that is in the second titration, half of Na2CO3 we are getting. Now let me explain that one here. It is case 3. It is NaOH is there plus Na2CO3 is there. In this case, first titration is with phenolphthalein. Here all this is completely neutralized. So here number of equivalent weights of acid, if we measure, is X. This is equal to, in case if this is completely neutralized, it is Y, plus this is half neutralized, that is half number of equivalent weights, that is Z. Then X is equal to Y plus Z. It is completely neutralized, hence number of equivalent weights for this is Y, and half of equivalent weights of this is Z. Clear? And in first step we are having the data by the sum of these two, that is Y and Z, both these two, but we require separately, is it not? And for that purpose now we are carrying this titration in presence of methyl orange. In methyl orange there is no more NaOH to get titrated, but the remaining half here, when it is half neutralized, it is now coming to NaHCO3, is it not? And now this is neutralized, and this neutralization is nothing but giving half number of equivalent weights of Na2CO3. Just you remember, it is Na2CO3 here half neutralized means the remaining half is nothing but this one, is it not? That's why we are taking here number of equivalent weights of acid, if we are considering this as Z or not Z, here let us consider it as A. This is equal to half the equivalent weights of Na2CO3. That means now we can consider this as Z, because half the equivalent weights of Na2CO3 is Z. Here half the equivalent weights of Na2CO3 is Z. So this is equal to this. And now the number of equivalent weights Y can be measured as X is equal to Y plus Z. And now we require Y. Y is equal to X minus Z. And now our question is how to get this Z. It is nothing but in the second titration. Here in second titration, whatever the number of equivalent weights of acid used, it is nothing but Z, because in phenolphthalein only half part of Na2CO3 is neutralized. The remaining half is now neutralized. This is half, both these two are equal. Are you getting? And hence this half is now the Z, and the total in the first X is nothing but Y plus Z combination. And now when in the second titration we are getting Z value, this X minus the Z will give Y value. Like that, in presence of phenolphthalein, NaOH is completely neutralized, Na2CO3 is half neutralized, and there is no neutralization of NaHCO3. And in presence of methyl orange, NaOH is not existing and Na2CO3 is also not existing. Only in presence of methyl orange, NaHCO3 is completely neutralized. Just you remember, my dear students, here the double titration should always be carried out in a schematic manner. First of all, you have to titrate the mixture solution in presence of phenolphthalein. Then you have to use methyl orange. We should not use in a reverse manner. It is not possible. And in a reverse manner, we are not getting the correct data. Because when phenolphthalein is present, if NaOH is present. Because why? Because in methyl orange, NaOH can also get neutralized. So when NaOH and NaHCO3, both these two are neutralized at a time, it is not possible to consider the quantities of these two present. That's why we have to carry out the double titrations. Only first titration in presence of phenolphthalein. After that only we have to go for second titration by adding methyl orange as the indicator. Clear? And this much is sufficient. It is nothing but the overview of all these double titrations. Why they are double titrations already you are considering. 2 times we are doing it. Where we are using the double titrations we are considering, and it is of not only for stoichiometry in first year and second year, first year group. In first year group elements, these two NaOH and NaHCO3 and Na2CO3, both all these three are present as type study, and thereby some questions may be asked. In case if it is present, if it is titrated with phenolphthalein, what is happening? If it is titrated in presence of methyl orange, what is happening? Like that they may ask the question. That's why here no numericals is required, because if numericals involved, it is of time taking question. Clear? In coming session we will discuss about the last type of titration, that is nothing but back titration. Okay. Thank you.